The devil made me do it, or was it the leprechauns made me do it? Well, the bad news is that you created it all. And the good news is that you created it all. Well, how can that be, you ask? Well, stay tuned and you'll begin to understand more. Welcome to Walking in Self-Mastery. Video 3, entitled How the Universe Works, or All About Energy. Hi, I'm Charlotte Walter, and I'm thrilled to be presenting these videos, which have evolved out of my barrier breakthrough coaching practice, which I love. I'm also an Amazon best-selling author of 10 Secrets to Overcoming Your Inner Critic, and 3 other books as noted on your screen, and which can be bought on Amazon.com. As I mentioned earlier, I'm also a barrier breakthrough coach in addition to being an author, and as such, am a catalyst for those clients wanting to make major changes in their life. And I know that some of you out there are committed to taking a quantum leap and to getting the support you need to produce those results more quickly. I've seen many clients make dynamic breakthroughs in their lives using the tools presented here. For a complimentary barrier breakthrough coaching session, contact me, char@thedimensionalshift.com, or while you're at it, check out my website, thedimensionalshift.com, where you'll find free guided meditations, blogs, and these videos, among other things. Now, to recap, in video 2, we talked about the importance and power of using the breath in creating inner transformation. In this video, we're going to discuss how the universe works. In other words, we're taking a look at how to use energy, your energy. Let's begin with a general discussion as to what energy is. The universe is composed of an infinite sea of invisible, to be sure, benevolent electromagnetic particles of energy. We are literally awash or surrounded them in a sea of what we can only refer to as the field. See Lynn McTaggart's book entitled The Field for more in-depth discussion. Now, everything in the manifest world is vibrating at either a slow rate, for instance, dirt, or at a higher rate, such as light and love. Our darker emotions are slower and heavier vibrational frequencies. To understand this, just think about when you're grieving, sad, or depressed. You feel heavy, listless, sluggish. Joy and laughter, on the other hand, are of higher vibrational frequencies. Think about it. When you're laughing and having fun, you feel lighter physically. When you're in love, you feel expanded, and you are. From that perspective, you begin to understand then that your goal is to create higher and lighter vibrational frequencies. Now, all of us have what I will call a signature vibrational frequency. If you're chronically sad and fearful, you are generally characterized by a slower vibrational frequency, because slow is low. How do you shift out of a low and slow frequency into a higher frequency? Well, you can watch comedy shows all day and feel great. But what do you do when you have to go back to living your life? Most of us fall into our default signature vibrational frequency, created through habit and conditioning. Now, this is where our work begins here. Science tells us that we are electromagnetic, that is, emitting or transmitting our own electromagnetic signature field. This is what we're going to change. Joseph Chilton Pearce's book, The Heart-Mind Matrix, tells us that our heart is the strongest magnetic emitter or transmitter in our body. up to 100 times more powerful than other organs. And he also tells us that our heart is composed of up to 60% neuron cells. What does that mean? We have brain cells in our heart. Now just think about that for a minute. A brain in the heart? Not too far-fetched. Where things go wrong is that since infancy we have been conditioned to suppress, deny, resist painful and negative emotions, which then become trapped in us. Not so with joy and laughter. We are free to feel and express it most of the time, and so that energy flows. So our job is to identify those stuck and blocked negative emotions that are like a brick wall, prohibiting us from expressing and being all that we are, so that we can ultimately create the life of our dreams. What we'll be doing in these videos is using this knowledge about how to use our conscious awareness to identify those blocks of negative energy, and then through acknowledging their presence, get that energy flowing out of us. There's no other way I know of to do that but in feeling our feelings. Not acting on them, but feeling them. Now, most of us feel we'll die if we were truly to feel our feelings of fear, pain, and anxiety. We'll be going through that a little bit at a time. I do have clients who've experienced from time to time an explosion of negative emotion when having been verbally abused, for example. So it does happen. And I can tell you that after that painful explosion, which released a big block of negative energy, she was transformed. So continuing to release blocks of energy over and over leaves you freer and freer and freer. What we're going to learn in these videos is not that life's events wound us, but rather our reaction to them, which creates either positive or negative energy. Slowly, you'll begin to take charge of how you react to life. How then do we create? Remembering that we are magnetic messengers or senders, we begin to consciously choose our responses. As we broadcast waves, vibrations, we're creating out of a field of particles that compose the infinite sea that surrounds us of energy. While this sea is benevolent, it is also non-judgmental and responds to our message or purchase order. So when our vibrational signature is dominated by the negative or the slower vibrations of fear, doubt, and anxiety, the field responds in like kind, creating more of what we are emitting and sometimes don't want. From this perspective, then, you begin to see that becoming consciously aware of what you're feeling or what messages you're sending out to the field is fundamental to changing your signature vibrational frequency. Therefore, don't ignore and suppress those fears and negative emotions, but allow them. And as you do, they flow and you make room for the more benevolent particles or the higher realms of energies to fill the void by the outflowing negative energies. This is where the heart comes in, because as you recall, the heart is the most powerful electromagnetic transmitter in your body, which tells us that to really create a change within our vibrational frequency, the inner heart energy or love in its various forms must be involved. How? Well, by accepting and allowing those negative and painful feelings to be a part of you. Acceptance is a form of love. Rejection, resistance, and denial empower them. The love and compassion contained in allowing and accepting your feelings just as they are in this moment, warts and all, transforms your energy field. We'll actually practice this in later videos. For now, I just want you to understand the paradigm or the construct of how the universe works with respect to energy. Our next video, video 4, discusses ego. Ego is who most of us think we are, but we're so much grander and vaster than it is. In video 4, I explain how limited ego is, but nevertheless has dominated our identity, and as such has held us back by creating barriers with its messages of limitations such as fear, doubt, guilt, unworthiness, and resistance. So stay tuned for some more provocative discussions in our series. I threw the ball and she brought back a potato. Well, that's sort of how energy works. A potato is not exactly a ball, but it is round. God bless her. She makes us laugh. Thank you for tuning into our videos. And if you know anyone who is interested or might be interested in walking in self-mastery, forward these videos to them. Thank you and blessings. And so it is.